Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This is your girl Becoming Nurse Kim in the making. So last week I did mention that you'd have to come back to see whether or not I passed my exams, okay? So I had two exams that I needed to take, and they were the fundamentals and the mental health. They just released my scores 2 days ago. So I needed time for it to, it takes like a week before the professors just, release the scores and let you know high anxiety, anticipation, don't know what's what. But, you know, I felt good about the exams when I was taking them. They weren't that hard. We use ATI to take our exams. So it wasn't that hard. I mean, it's just knowing how to answer the question, knowing how to break it down to choose the right answer, because all of the answers could be correct, but if the ones that's priority, your patients, the ones that's about to be out of here, is the ones that you want to attend to first. So as I was going into taking my exam, I had some issues with my laptop. So I bought my laptop from home because you're allowed to do that. You can bring your laptop if you have one. And it wanted me to log in some student account, which I didn't have. So I was like, okay, that's one dilemma. I end up using the school's laptop. I ran into issues with that because when they do the proctor part, they want you to scan the room, and you have to have the video working, the camera part working, and something else working during that process. And during the last process, it kept coming up red. I think it was the video part that you needed to for you to be cleared, and it kept coming up with their computer. So I was like, okay, what is going on? And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm already nervous, but now this is a setback for me. Okay. So I asked the professor, like, okay, what's going on? They put their little Wi-Fi in there. It's still not working. This is the first exam now, mental health. Still not working. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? Everybody done started the exam. I'm the only one that didn't start the exam yet. And I'm like, yo, I feel so awkward. Whatever the case is. So finally we get to starting the test after maybe 20 minutes. And this is the mental health that I really prepared for, and I felt good about the exam. After I took the exam, I said, okay, well, we'll just wait and see what the case is, what the results would be. The next day, I went to take the fundamentals. Fundamentals, same problem. I had issues with the computer. I had so much issues that I had to leave the room when everybody started taking the exam because the computer wouldn't work. So I had to go to the guy that, or the IT guy that was in charge of fixing the computers or whatever the case is, and at that point it still happened. The same issue that I was having with my mental health exam was the same issue that I was having with my fundamentals exam, and it didn't take that long for him to fix the problem. It just a press of the button, it was working. So I was like, okay, what did you do? So from now on, I'm gonna have to go early to get a computer to take my exams when time comes. So going into the fundamentals exam, I started writing down the things that I knew that I remember. And I didn't know that you couldn't write on the piece of paper before the exam actually starts. So professor tore up the paper that I had. I was like, well, dang, why'd you do that? In my mind, I thought, right? And she was like, no, you can't be writing nothing down on the paper before the exam starts. And I'm like, I don't know why, but she took my paper away. Come to find out, when I go to take the exam, everything that I jotted down wasn't even on the exam. By this time, I'm in a whole new class and I'm taking this exam. So I was like, okay, let me take my time and read. And I did that. And I had a professor in there, a proctor woman in there, and she was just a coughing and sneezing. And I'm like, damn, she's distracting me. I'm like, is she sick? She ain't got no mask on. She's just sniffing and blowing her nose. Like, I'm like, lady, we're in an exam and you doing all of that. Step out the room or something. But of course, it's proctor, so she can't step out of the room. But anyway, I was the last one to finish. And as As I got finished with the exam, I bumped into my professor and I said, "Hey, professor, I just finished the exam." And she said, "Oh, okay." She had a smile on her face, first time meeting her because we have hybrid. So, hybrid, we see each other online, not seeing each other face to face. So, she's a nice little short lady. She was pretty cool. And she was like, "I did well on the exam." So I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "At least I know that I done." So I just gave you the answer. I did pass my funds class, my funds exam through one. So you have to get like 150 points. Well, it's 150 points. You can get 120 and above to pass. So I got a little above 120, and I was happy about that because I was like, okay, I took my time. I read the questions and I answered them accordingly, and it was like what 60. Was it 60 questions? I think 60 questions for the fundamentals. And for the mental health, it was like 53 questions. So they both wasn't they I think they both was released at the same time sometime this week, but we were still waiting on the mental health. Now here the thing about the mental health exam score. So half of the class got their scores and half didn't. So we was like, what's going on with our exam score? You know, half class got theirs posted and then the other half. So I text my professor. I said, "Professor, are we gonna get our exam scores today?" And so she was like, "Yeah." And then it was like a little discrepancy with my name because I had got married and like the last name that I had on ATI was showing up. So she had some issues with that. And so I was hoping that didn't delay my scores coming through, but it didn't. And my score for mental health, I didn't get a 120. I got a 117, resulting in a 78%, which is not bad. I want a 120 all the time, but 78 from 80 is not bad. So I'm not beating myself up about it. It's just now I got to work a little bit harder. You know, it didn't drop my grade. And then the crazy thing about it too is that both both classes are sitting at a C. They're both at like 84. So it's at a C right now. I need to get it up, but it's still not bad. The crazy thing about it too is my fundamentals that I did pass didn't bring my score up, my overall score up. It didn't bring it up much. But assignments have a big play in it. If you don't put your assignments in early, that plumps your grade down, which is crazy. That just take a hard hit. And I'm like, I thought that the exam grade would bring up your scores higher or even drop it down lower. But I mean, I guess points is points, and everything takes, a hit at any time. But I don't know, it just don't make sense to me. I thought that maybe, it would be up if or down if I didn't score high enough on my exams, or it's just the way this scaling system works. It just blows my mind. So yeah, both of my classes is sitting at a C right now. I mean, I can come up. I just got to work harder and make sure that all of my assignments is on time. I'm not losing any points because when you lose points, it's harder to come back up. You have to have a certain amount of points to get out of the class. So, and I think that's maybe about 520, not unless they changed it or something, because they always changing something every quarter. So I think it's 520 that you have to have overall, and then you have the CMS that's coming up shortly. So the next time I test is on the 25th, I think, for my mental health, and then the 4th for my fundamental. So my mental health, I want to pass. I want to get a high grade on that. My goal is to get high scores so that I have a cushion later on, so that if something my grade, not my grade, but if I lose points, that I can still pass the class. That's the whole goal with that. What I did with how I studied for these exams is that what I tend to do that's crazy. I just drive myself crazy for no reason, which I need to stop doing that. Is make a whole bunch of study guides. I make like multiple study guides, and then I get flustered, and then I'm like, okay, I got all these papers, but what to study? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, I can't be, because I'm right now at this point, I'm putting myself in anxiety. I'm giving myself anxiety, and it don't need to be like that. Just focus on one thing, organize yourself and focus on one thing, and then go accordingly. Don't make a whole bunch of study guides. Don't do like me and make a whole bunch of study guides, and then your brain is all over the place and you don't know where to start or where to begin. And then, so we're not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore because I just need to be organized and study, make multiple choice questions, 50 questions with ChatGPT, have it generate my questions for me through using the PowerPoints, which really helped me a lot. I put the PowerPoints in ChatGPT and I ask it to make me some in-click style questions, and then I go over that. But then with that too, before I study it, I wait until maybe like 6 days before exam date. That way it can stick. I find myself when I do the multiple choice questions that things stick with me more rather than just reading like paragraphs or just somebody making a straight out study guide. I like the multiple choice questions because it sticks to me better. So if anybody that's out there that's trying to learn and study as well, that might help you. The active recall, I haven't really. I still do that, honestly. I still do that because I'll just write some stuff down and then I'll just erase it and then write it again. And once that stick, I'll write something else under it. And once I learn those two things, I erase it and then write three things down. And then just repetition. Once I finish everything, say for instance 6 things that I've written down, I erase that and then I write all the 6 things that I remember in my mind on my iPad. I use my iPad as a whiteboard. That way I can erase it, and then just repetitive stuff. And it helped me out like that. Like I needed to remember the PPE, the donning off, and I had to remember that because and that was me on day on test. So I was just like, okay, but it's not bad. You never know when that's going to pop up, so you need to always be prepared and know what you are and know what you're gonna, because you don't know what's gonna be on the test. So it's better to be prepared than to be under prepared, if that makes sense. So, but yes, I did pass my funds, and I did okay on my mental health. I don't know if I have to do remediation. I didn't get an email saying that. I think maybe that has changed since the last time I've been in school, because I know that once you fail or didn't get a high score, that you had to do remediation with doing three critical points you had to write out and stuff like that. And so I didn't get an email from my professor for that class. So I guess now that if you score, high, not pass, not getting a 120, but high enough to where you don't have to do the remediation. I guess that's what they're doing now, which is fine because who wants to be writing stuff down? I gotta study for the next test coming up. So yes, so that was that. I mean, in a nutshell, that's what my whole 2 weeks was consisting of, me trying to get this down pat, because I was really, with everything that was going on, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is crazy. So, and then I was fretting last night too because I had a paper that not a paper. I had like a assignment, a self assignment that I had to turn in last night, and for me to upload it on my computer, it wouldn't even upload because I have an Apple. I have an Apple. I mean, I'm talking so fast. I'm sorry, y'all, but I have an Apple, and if you know about Apple products, the iCloud tends to get full, and then you can't even you have to buy um space. I don't have money to do that every time, so I need the things to work and upload my stuff. So that's where I'm at with that. I end up uploading it and texting my professor that, hey, I'm sorry for being late, but I don't think that there's any no points that I would lose from that, which is good. If there's no points lost, then I'm fine because I can't afford to lose any points. I need to go up, not down. So that kind of bummed me last night, trying to upload that. But I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. And yeah, for the next video, I will for sure let you guys know how I do on that one too as well. And yeah, so if y'all have any comments, just leave it down below and let me know if you're going through the same thing. Just chat with me, just come back to the channel, chat with me, give me some pointers. I might have some pointers to give you, and let's do this. The nurses are coming, man. The nurses are coming, and we just got to keep fighting and stay focused and uplift one another, and, just go for your goals and your dreams and your wants and your needs and stuff like that. And don't get, too crazy and with all these stuff, unorganized, papers, a whole bunch of papers, and just stick to one thing and just go through with it, right? So I just want to come on and let you guys know that I'm doing okay. I'm not too crazy. I got 2 classes right now. So, I have other classmates that have farm, fundamentals, and mental health, which I don't have all 3. I've done already my farm class a month, not a month ago, a year and a half ago. So I'm just kind of like trying to build myself back up with the medications and stuff like that. So it's just a lot. It's still a lot, even with 2 classes. I'm still going to work every 3 days or whatever. So I'm still in the game. I'm still in the game. I just need to just calm down, relax, breathe, take my time, look at other things, and not just focus solely on school, because outside school I still have a life. So with that being said, next time you guys see me, I will have some more news on exams, and you guys stay tuned, come back, leave comments, and come back to the next video. This is Kim, Becoming Nurse Kim. I'll see you on the next one. Have a blessed one. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and press that notification button to let you know when I upload another video. I thank y'all. Love y'all. Peace. And have a blessed night.